Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. No rematch, no warm-up. I'm that great. That's what Crawford trying to let y'all know. But I'm going to tell you this. There's some fans out here saying, is Crawford really that great? And they're wondering what exactly Crawford's got going on over the next few months to where he feels he doesn't need a warm-up going into this fight with Canelo Alvarez. Now, I'm going to tell you, man, Canelo Alvarez is a stud, right? That dude is a Clydesdale in that boxing ring. Right? You got to put some respect on Canelo's name. And Crawford is also a stud. He's a Clydesdale, getting busy. He hasn't fought at 168, though, right? But when you have two special fighters, there are things those fighters can do that other fighters can't do. Canelo's been able to move from a lighter weight division, bubble up to 168, put the beans on opponents. Crawford has been able to move up from a lighter weight division, bubble up, put the beans on opponents. After his debut at 154, feels, hey, I'm going to go up and fight Canelo. A lot of people is like, hey, the verdict's still out. Is he really fighting for legacy, or is he out here just fighting to get that, $100 million, $50 million payday? Hey, I'll tell you this. Crawford's not going to get in there looking to lose. Canelo's not getting in there looking to lose. But the part that some people are saying, no rematch, which isn't true, right? No warm-up, that's true when it comes to Crawford. I'm that great. They're like, what makes him feel that he's so great that he's going to beat Canelo to where he don't need a warm-up? So they're saying, you got all this downtime. What has Crawford been doing? So, of course, here we go. What are we doing? They're saying there's got to be some kind of snack shit going on with Crawford. They can't wait to get that conversation started. I'll put it to you this way. If you're going to say, when it comes to Crawford, that there's some kind of groundbreaking nighttime recovery supplement that he's taking, true. It's part of the snack program. If you're saying there's something that snack has that led to development of ZMAs and Crawford's been taking that, true. Part of the snack product. But if you want to come out here, man, and talk about how this sports scientist, Victor Conte, has Crawford on the cocktail, I got to say, hold your horses and let's not take it to the stupid. Crawford's never had any issues, as far as I know, anything with any pets. The guy is just a stud. Now, Canelo, he had his little ups and downs with the tainted Mexican beef, right? Eddie Reynoso in that camp has had several fighters test positive for pets. But you haven't heard nothing when it comes to Crawford and when it comes to Team Bomac. So the fact that people are saying Crawford is loading up on the good stuff. So when he gets in there with Canelo, Canelo is going to have an unfair advantage. And this guy who's small, like Pacquiao did, is going to bubble up and put the beans on a fighter where it is something that's not supposed to happen in boxing. Let me just say this, right? I think Crawford's a world-class athlete. I think Canelo's a world-class athlete. But I do understand when you're working with a guy like Victor Conte, makes you wonder, right? Makes you wonder. It's like I was talking to a friend of mine, and he may be the biggest Crawford fan that I have ever met. But he knows everything about Crawford. When he and I talk, he tells me stuff that I don't even know. But let me tell you something. Even he and I were talking, and I said, look, with a guy like Victor Conte, who was involved in the Balco scandal, right? Out of all of the nutritionists, different dietitians, sports scientists, strength and conditioning guys out there, why would fighters go mess with Heredia, mess with Victor Conte, mess with Dr. Usman Sajjad, okay? Alex Ariza. Why? Why would they mess with them when you have all these other qualified strength and conditioning guys, nutritionists, dietitians, etc.? That's all I'm saying. It just sounds to me like these individuals have just found a way to, I'm not going to say skirt the system, but I think because of their intelligence when it comes to pharmaceutical things, they know what things they can give a fighter to achieve the same results as them taking something banned. As a result, fighters don't test positive for stuff. Now, somebody would say, well, they probably give them stuff to cover it up too. You know what? Maybe that's a possibility. With Crawford, I don't have no reason to believe that, but we're just having a conversation now. But even I still don't understand, out of everyone that someone can work with, why go with Victor Conte? And I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, when you look at Victor Conte and the crap that happened with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, for me, the bottom line is Ryan tested positive. But when you think about Devin's little brother coming out and saying that, he felt like Allah told him that Ryan was going to test positive. Nobody is really addressing that. So when you start layering the controversy surrounding Victor Conte, and now Crawford, who has this, September, to about 9 months, plus he hasn't fought in a while. All this time, I can understand what somebody said, what's he doing? That would give him the kind of reassurance that he's going to get in there and beat Canelo. What I'll tell you is this, right? Victor Conte knows what he's doing. But Crawford knows what he's doing. His team knows what they're doing. You can't make me believe that Crawford is willing to throw away what he's accomplished, fighting tooth and nail just to get respect in the sport of boxing, to throw that all away to just come out here and beat a guy like Canelo. Because for some of y'all may say, you know what, man, hood champion, you're just a Crawford fan. No, I'm a boxing fan. But I tend to think that Crawford and the Hall of Fame, that name and the Hall of Fame are synonymous. And irregardless of us sharing differing viewpoints, I just don't think Crawford would do anything that could take him back to being that little boy, to where the mother was like, you ain't shit, and trying to have him go out there and get his ass whipped by people in the neighborhood. And of course, they have a much better relationship. We know that him and his mother are 100, right? But what I'm saying is, I just don't think Crawford want to come out here, man, and peel the layers back and go back to that situation to where now it's no longer his mother who judged him because she loved him dearly. It's all the boxing fans who are saying, oh, now we see why you were affiliated with Victor Conte. Because you and Victor Conte were up to no good. So when I hear fans say that, I just think, true, Victor Conte and his ways in the past, and maybe even now, who knows, caused a lot of damage, harmed a lot of people. But for him to still be involved in the sport is a slippery slope. And for these fighters to be associated with him, it's a slippery slope. Anyway, performance enhancers, all that, I think they have things to enhance performance. Doesn't mean that they're illegal. It doesn't mean that they're illegal. You know what I'm saying? I think people should just pump the brakes. I'm not buying into Canelo doing something to juice himself up for Crawford, and I'm not buying into Crawford juicing himself up for Canelo. So the cross-examinations are, Canelo doesn't want to lose to Crawford, so we got to be careful of him taking something. Crawford wants to beat Canelo so bad that he's taking this downtime for him to load up. I mean, I'm all about a good conspiracy theory and a good conversation, but at some point in time, even a hood champion got to throw the bullshit flag and say, we're taking it to the stupid. Nothing wrong with a conversation. I just don't think there's any reason to take the conversation that way. Canelo's hasn't had any issues since that crap with the Mexican beef. Crawford's never had any issues in my understanding. So what would make you think those two now would come towards the end of their careers and do something that could just ruin their legacy and preclude them from getting into the Hall of Fame? But hey, it's just a conversation. But I just want to come and give my perspective. I don't think so. But there is going to be a rematch is my understanding. But who knows? The fight still hasn't happened. But one thing out of all this we know is true. Crawford is great, and there's not going to be a warm-up for him. Which still I can understand not taking something because he wants to get that big payday. But boy, oh boy, what if Canelo says, I ain't going to fight him? That would be horrible. Anyway, y'all keep cool. I could talk 2 hours about this. I think I'm going to go live. I'm not subbing tomorrow. I'm going to go live. We're going to talk about this and get some people's perspectives, get them to call in and have a conversation. Keep cool. I'm in the breeze.